everyone! Haven't seen you for a long time. I hope you missed me at least a little. Today, as usual, I'll try to cheer you up with a new game. I'll show you how hard it is for girls in a new game. But I hope you enjoy this video, like it and leave your comment, because it depends on you and your activity under the video, whether we will go through this game. And yes, I know that you are somehow not subscribed to our channel, so subscribe soon and let's go play a new game.
The sun loomed over the black market bazaar, already speaking volumes of the day's heat. People were buzzing about, trying to swiftly finish their chores before the heat made it impossible to stay outside. But the usual serenity of the market was disrupted when two men ran past the surprised customers and vendors.
Damn it, Steen! You said this would be an easy job!
Stop complaining and run, you idiot!
Killian looked behind him and saw that the Praetorian that was chasing them was gaining ground.
In the name of Novus Ordo, stop!
As the two friends ran down the bazaar, a cart passed in front of them, and Killian saw a way to stall their pursuer. Killian used all the strength he could muster. He leaped over the cart and landed on the other side with the grace of a feline. He kept on running, never looking back, even as he heard the Praetorian slam into the cart and fall over. Steen looked behind them and laughed.
That was a close one.
Killian stopped dead in his tracks when another Praetorian came lunging forth from the scared crowd.
Watch out!
Killian grabbed Steen, but not before the Praetorian managed to get a hold of him as well. The two locked eyes, and then turned to Steen, who was shooting frightened looks between them.
Damn it, don't just stand there!
As if snapped back to reality, Steen pulled at the Praetorian, using the man's weight against him. He headbutted him so hard that the helmet cracked and the Praetorian fell over.
Oh, sorry, forgot I had this hard skin mutation thing.
Shut up and run!
Hurry.
Steen led Killian away from the bazaar, and they vanished into a maze of alleys. As he ran, Killian thought about how they had gotten into this mess. He looked over at Steen, who seemed excited like a little boy, despite their predicament. It's a simple job, Steen had told him. In and out, and we'll be home before you know it.
In here.
Steen went to the side of a building and pried a gate that led to a basement open. He looked inside and hopped in. Killian followed and let out a sigh of relief when he felt the shade on his skin. What an absolute Zeppelin crash of a day that had become. He should never have let Steen talk him into this job. Nothing is ever as simple with Steen Lizard, especially when he asks you to break into a warehouse with him. A few hours ago, Killian snuck behind Steen as they made their way along the wall of an empty building. It provided moderate shade, but the rubble and trash that laid in heaps around them made for good cover. Dust was blowing in the air when a warm wind swept through that part of the centre, a part which no one but those working for the black market was allowed to visit.
It's just around this corner. Come on.
Steen snuck up to the corner of a building and took a quick look around.
Uh-oh.
What do you mean, uh-oh?
Damn it, Winkler!
Damn it, Lizard, talk to me. What's going on?
Trouble. Nasty, nasty trouble.
I swear, if you say
There's a Praetorian patrolling around the warehouse.
What the hell is a Praetorian doing guarding a black market warehouse?
Well, either the little piggy got sick of the sun, or...
Or?
that son of a bitch Winkler lied about whose warehouse this is.
So, what do we do?
Let me think.
Think faster!
I swear, you could have been a comedian. The truth is that we have two options here. Option A, I try to bribe the man. He may be ordered to stand guard here, but he sure isn't getting paid enough. Option B, we try to sneak around him, hoping there's an opening we can squeeze through.
You think you can pull off a bribe?
Hey, it's me we're talking about. I once managed to convince one of Delaney's girls that giving me a free dance was in her best interest.
You mean the one that swiped all your coin when the dance was over?
That's besides the point. You got any better ideas?
Fine. Let's see how you talk your way out of this one.
Watch and learn, Snowy.
Stop right there, plebis scum.
My, it sure is hot out here, isn't it, Mr. Officer?
Turn around before I beat some sense into you, freak.
Why, calm down, Mr. Officer. I didn't mean to upset you. I only came with a very interesting offer.
The Praetorian seemed to loosen up a bit. He slowly lowered his baton and cocked his head.
Oh, really? What kind of offer?
My associate and I could use your help.
Right on cue, Killian came out from the alley and stood next to Steen.
Great, another freak. Are you putting on a show?
Great question, my good sir. I admire a man with humor. It shows sharp-minded flexibility.
We saw you standing outside this shabby warehouse.
The warehouse, huh?
What my associate meant was, you being positioned here in these inhumane conditions is just terrible.
Right?
Why anyone would send someone to work here is beyond me.
None of your business, freak.
And right you are. We don't care about the why, but about your well-being.
Killian made an attempt to read the Praetorian's aura, but to no avail. The man was harder to read than a rock.
The real question is, who sent you here?
You two are the worst con artist I've ever seen. Move before I break your spines.
Please, good sir, hear us out first.
That's it. I'm done.
Killian slammed his fist into the Praetorian's stomach. The man was taken aback by the hit, but recovered quickly, pulling out his riot lance. Killian grabbed the Praetorian's arm and twisted it until it broke. The man screamed out in pain, but Killian simply turned him around, wrapping his hands around his head and snapping the man's neck. Killian looked over to the corner where Steen had been hiding.
You can come out now.
Thank Ra this went well.
I doubt ancient gods had anything to do with this.
Steen got on his knees and began tinkering with the Praetorian's dead body.
Come on. Come on. Ha! There it is!
Steen smiled like a child and dangled a set of keys in front of Killian's eyes.
Quick, grab the stuff and let's get inside.
Killian grabbed the dead Praetorian by his arms and pulled him as hard as he could. He heard Steen unlock the entrance and kept pulling until they were both inside. The two friends looked around the dimly lit warehouse. The building was 2 stories high and filled to the brim with crates and barrels.
This is one huge warehouse.
I know. Look at all this stuff.
Steen rubbed his hands together, and Killian could see that his aura was radiating with greed and eagerness. He took another look at the contents of the warehouse. There were crates holding grain, spirits, and medical supplies. Some contained weapons, and others the drug called moon crystals.
Take only what you can carry, my friend.
Oh, don't worry. This skin might make me look like a desert rock, but it comes with a few perks.
You're going to carry half the warehouse with you, aren't you?
Steen tapped on the large bag he had been carrying with him and grinned.
Only as much as I can carry. Come on, let's split up. Remember, we're looking for oranges.
Whatever the hell they're supposed to be.
Round the size of a small rock and, well, orange.
Your words are pure poetry.
Sarcasm doesn't become you, my friend.
Killian walked along the sealed goods, trying to discern which container could be holding the things Steen called oranges. Metallic containers stood along the walls, with thick, heavy cables protruding from their backs and plunged into outlets. Killian stopped before a row of 3 containers and scratched his chin. He decided to pick one and tried to see through it. He looked at the left container and, without much effort, managed to take a clear look through the metal casing. He saw heaps of the round orange object Steen had described. He turned around and called his friend.
Found them!
Killian pressed a button on a control panel, and the container's lid hissed as it opened. Steen came next to Killian and looked at the oranges with glee in his eyes.
Time to do our job.
He went behind the container and pulled the plug. Then, when the humming of the box had died out, he produced a knife and put on a pair of leather gloves, cutting the cable in two.
What about him?
Let's put him inside one of the crates.
Right on it.
They picked up the Praetorian, with Steen doing most of the heavy lifting. They threw him into one of the empty crates, and Killian put its lid on.
I hope this works. Time to go.
The two men escaped through the window, leaving the warehouse locked. They quickly made their way to the front, but stopped dead in their tracks when they were greeted by a nasty surprise. In front of the warehouse stood 3 Praetorians, riot lances drawn.
Well, well, well. Looks like we got ourselves a pair of thieving freaks.
Shit!
End of the line, freaks. Time to die.
As one of the Praetorians started moving forward, he suddenly fell over dead. His body twitched and his companions stared in shock.
Run!
Killian grabbed Steen and pulled him away from the scene.
Hey, thank you for watching this video to the end. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and rate this video like or dislike, because it is you who decide whether we will go through this game further. Bye bye!